In step 2 of this 4-step process, form-focused text reconstruction exercises scaffold declarative knowledge of argument that students gain from the explicit instruction of the podcast into emergent procedural knowledge that students put to use in steps 3 and 4. Each podcast episode focuses on a specific building block of argumentative organization. After the first introductory episode, episodes 2 and 3 focus on premise indicators and conclusion indicators. This explicit instruction and the declarative knowledge that students learn from it is then scaffolded through the first and second sessions of the text reconstruction exercises, or TREs. After the 4th and 5th episodes, students learn indicators associated with major and minor premises. The 3rd TRE session scaffolds students' use of that vocabulary. The same goes for hypothetical premises, which express causal relationships with the typical if X, then Y construction, and some of the language used to assess arguments as valid and sound or otherwise. This language use is scaffolded in the 4th TRE session. The lexical items that indicate descriptive, normative, and prescriptive issues are scaffolded in the 5th and final TRE session. During each of the 5 sessions, students go through a similar procedure that quickly becomes familiar to them. First, they go to the critically minded website and locate forums in the right-hand column. Within the forum, students scroll down to the category titled TREs. Once they enter that, they then click on TRE scripts and read the appropriate script set. There are 5 sets of TREs, which are done during 5 in-class sessions in a computer lab. Each of these sets focuses on the specific language items discussed in a corresponding podcast episode. Sharing one computer and working together in groups of 2 or 3, students read and discuss all the passages. After the allotted time has passed, students are directed to close the browser window displaying the scripts and to log into Hot Potatoes using their group name and password. Once they are logged in, they navigate to the appropriate exercise by clicking on the Pages button. Each page contains a set of TREs that the students are to complete. Students are asked to reconstruct the text from a selection of sentences or sentence fragments that are presented at random in multiple choice format. They then click on one of the choices offered. If their choice is correct, the selected fragment will appear in the reconstruction area below. This is done successively until all fragments have been selected in the correct order and the passage has been completed and correctly reconstructed.
Titled Amy Foster. Thank you. I decided to read the story instead. Unfortunately, this story これっぽいよね。これ読んだよね。
After students have completed each exercise, they are then asked to write a comment. I have used this feature to maximize the consciousness-raising potential of these exercises by tasking students to answer 2 questions. First, what indicator words did you notice? And second, how were the indicator words helpful in completing this exercise? In part 1 of this video, it was explained that in order to avoid dual cognitive load, indicator words were presented in a low complexity context. Learners not only need to be able to express opinions and give reasons, but also need the skills to use language that reflects the basic social skills and the associated lexical items that language learners need to engage in dialectical discourse in a variety of medium complexity contexts. These exercises are designed to raise language learners' awareness of context-specific dialectical discourse items, or DDIs. There are 7 homework assignments scheduled during each term. Each homework set covers a range of conversational gambits related to agreement and disagreement, comparison and contrast, levels of conviction, interrupting, interjecting, resuming a previous topic, and changing subjects, self-clarification and self-correction, requests for clarification, confirming understanding, and expressing lack of understanding. Examples, illustrations, and analogies. Making, accepting, and rejecting suggestions. And pointing out false beliefs, rules, and exceptions. As students listen to the audio and read the hint words, they form an understanding of the subject matter and make inferences about how the speaker is attempting to nuance their communication.
Wow! My friend Randy just wrote on his Facebook page that he just bought a winning lottery ticket. He won $7,000.
That's fantastic! Quick! Call him and ask which store he bought the lottery ticket at, and then go there immediately and buy as many tickets as you can. We're sure to win something too. And here, take this money and buy $500 worth of tickets for me too. Wait, I'm going to ask Susan.
Pardon me for saying so, but I'm not sure there's much sense in doing that. Just because you know Randy doesn't in any way increase your chance of winning the lottery.
That's not what I meant to say. I just meant that since we know him, he can tell us where he bought the ticket.
Again, I'm sorry to disagree with you, but it's highly unlikely that there are more winning tickets at that store than any other store. In fact, there is most likely an equally low chance of buying a winning ticket no matter what store you go to.
Well, give me his phone number then. If you won't call him, then I will.
After each exercise, learners are asked to comment on what dialectical discourse items they noticed and how those items reflected the communication goals of the speaker. This ensures that learners are noticing target language rather than simply transcribing it from the audio, and that they are using their full store of knowledge to understand the use of the target language within each given context. In this way, learners' declarative knowledge of dialectical discourse learned from in-class instruction and textbook presentation receives the necessary underpinning for the subsequent development of procedural knowledge that is the subject of the next video, Step 3, Online Doc Talk.